Israelites who come out every week to prophesy and teach the word, the Holy Bible, in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
The water Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, for giving us the spirit, the breath, to come out here and teach the word in hopes of edifying and building up to awake the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're the Lord's chosen people. And before we begin, I want to give a double honor to the elder apostles, a great millstone that taught us this word. All right, peace and blessings to all the Akim throughout the four winds that are out there giving their body as a living sacrifice, to teach this word, all right, to do thy diligence, you know, because we're called with a holy calling to come out here and do this work, you know. Right. But basically, I was wanting to get into, you know, dealing with prophecy, you know, because you got guys in Israel that despise prophesying, man. We did a live stream not too long ago about that. But the thing is a lot of you guys don't understand prophecy, especially dealing with, you know, you got the minor prophets, and then you have the major prophets. A lot of things that were spoken back then were twofold, and that's what you got to understand. See, a lot of these things are a mystery, man. The scriptures tell you that. Matter of fact, if you can give me Job 11:6 real quick. You know, a lot of things got layers to it, man, in his knowledge. And if the Lord is not inspiring you, if His inspiration is not on you, you're not going to be able to see it. All right. But this wisdom is manifold, man. There's levels to it. So when you go into these different prophecies in the Old Testament, a lot of people are reading and be like, well, it seems like this already came to pass. It's mentioning characters like Nebuchadnezzar, you know, Sennacherib, you know, it's mentioning Darius, and, you know, things of that nature, right? Now you got to understand, back then, when the prophets were prophesying, they were going through things that they were to write down that was contemporary, but it had meaning because it was also going to come to pass futuristically. Okay? We didn't have it, man. At one point, the elder apostles didn't have it. We didn't have to teach them through the Spirit, man. Go ahead.
See, you weren't the first guy, man.
Huh?
It says that they are, and that He will show thee the secrets of wisdom, that
they are double
to that which is.
Meaning they're layered, man. Okay? There's layers to these mysteries, man. Some stuff is twofold. Sometimes things are a metaphor, man. More than two. You know, multi, man. You gotta the Spirit of the Lord gotta be something with you to get that, man. You know, if you want to get real quick, Amos 3:7. Amos 3:7.
Amos chapter verse
That's
7.
how you know if you're a prophet of the Lord, because the Lord, He will give you the spirit to know how to interpret these prophecies, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, Amos 3 and 7, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Hey, just stop from there and go to Isaiah 8 and 16.
Yep.
You know?
Isaiah
He
chapter
will reveal His secrets unto His servants, the prophets. That's who He's dealing with, man. So if you're not a prophet, you're not going to really understand the prophecies. How you going to prophesy and not know what the prophecies are talking about and how to break them down? You know, like teaching that Babylon the Great is the Vatican City. You know, the mark of the beast is an embargo in Christianity. You're not a prophet, man, because that's off. All right, go ahead.
Let's start at 14. It says, and he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a rock, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both houses of Israel. The reason I read up is because for some of you, like we're talking about, it had to stand the test of time, that you didn't get it in those times that the Spirit wasn't dealing with you. That when it would be revealed unto his true men, the servants, the prophets, when that time will come.
Yep.
You know? But to the rest it would be a rock of stumbling. What does it say? A stone of stumbling and a rock of offense. It says,
I mean, a stumbling block.
yep.
You know, this word, which this word is a stumbling block to you, man.
That's why you can't see the duality of the time periods that the prophecies.
And you got guys that are insulting the doctrine by saying, you know, you're preaching futurism and dualism.
Yep.
But the scripture just told you that the secrets of this wisdom is double.
Yep. Yep.
You know, you're gonna
Dualism.
you're gonna scoff against that, man. That's right in the Bible.
Yep.
You know, you think the Lord is gonna be direct in everything He said?
No, it's not.
Like it's gonna be just that easy for anybody to get? The Lord, He ain't gonna make something so precious and holy. He's not gonna make that easy to obtain for everybody, man. They gotta be given to you. You know? And it's mainly through the Spirit, man. That works through men, and the men will teach those that are worthy to get it. I was gonna have you, are you still in the other scripture?
Yeah, I still got it. So, I still got Isaiah. Yeah. Quick one on Matthew chapter 13, verse 10. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom,
The mysteries of the kingdom.
but to them it is not given.
And the brothers in LA, Barack and them, they brought out that word. You look up the word mysteries, man.
Yeah.
And the definition, well, actually, hey,
It says hidden truths in my school.
hidden truths, right? What it says in Apocrypha is this basically the basic definition for that scripture, and that word, meaning of the word mysteries, is basically when the Lord makes the way plain to the holy, with a stumbling block to the wicked.
Yep.
Let me go get it. I think it's from the Greek word mysterion, if I'm not mistaken. Was that Matthew 13?
13 and 11.
Matthew 13 and 11. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the word there in the Greek, mysterion. All right, but let me look just for edification's sake, you know. And that's why a lot of guys, they come in here and they think that they got it, but even when the Lord allowed them to get it, they only allowed to hold it for a certain amount of time, but they really wasn't worthy.
Hey,
you know.
Let me say it like this. A lot of these words we know or we've heard the breakdown, but we got to revisit them to stay refreshed with it.
Yep.
Sometimes, and then when you come back to it, it's like, oh, it's another layer or another meaning that I didn't see in it. You know, you get a deeper understanding when you go into it a few more times.
Yep. Yeah.
That keeps you humble and refreshed.
The Hebrew word, I mean, it's like the Greek word, G3466, mysterion, and it basically means a secret or mystery, the idea of silence imposed by initiation into religious rites. Mystery, generally mysteries, a hidden or secret thing not obvious to the understanding.
Yep.
Secret will of the Most High, the secret counsels which govern the Most High dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from ungodly and wicked men,
Yep.
but plain to the godly.
Yep. But plain unto the godly.
And that's is plain to what? His servants, the prophets. That's why he says he will surely reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Do nothing but
And those are the same men that are going to build the church of Yahweh Shai, man. The apostles and the holy prophets, man. All right, so you can go back to Isaiah.
Let's start at the top of 14. It says, and he shall be for a sanctuary.
Who is the he? That's Yahweh Shai.
And who's that sanctuary? For who is that sanctuary? For his servants, the prophets. Those that are righteous in his eyes, right? It said, but for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel. For who? The 2/3, man, the wicked. Those that's not meant to hold his word.
Yep.
It says, for a gin and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Yep.
And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
And many shall fall and stumble and be broken and taken and snared, man. You know, because the Lord is not, he's not dealing with you. The Lord actually rejected you. That's why you can't get it, man. You know, like when you go into the story about when Yahweh Shai, after he was crucified, and they went after, because he had the malefactor on the right hand and on his left, and after they all gave up the spirit, the Romans basically broke the bones of both the malefactors, the one on the left and on the right, but they didn't break his bones. Why they didn't break Yahweh Shai's bones? Because there was significance to that. It's because his elect, which is his body, they're never to be broken. All right, they're bone of his bone. The elect can never be broken. Okay, so those that can never be broken, they're gonna have the understanding. Okay, they're not gonna be grounded to powder. They're not gonna be cut to pieces. Okay, they're a part of that great millstone. They're lively stones that make up the house of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man.
Like the brother was mouthing to me, right? He said there are 7,000 I reserve that have not bowed their knee to Baal.
Which that 7,000 is the complete number, which is really the 144,000. You know? Hey, and in those same men, there's no guile found in their mouths. You know, because the Lord gave them the secrets.
I got it.
So it's, hey, what is the next verse?
Yeah, the next verse says, bind up the testimony.
Bind up the testimony. What's the testimony? We're going to get that next. Finish that.
Seal the law among my disciples. I want to quick precept up this one. Let me read 15 again. I'm going to jump to precept and come right back.
Okay.
Verse 15, Isaiah 8:15. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. We're talking about the way that the scriptures is written in that mystery, so it wasn't for everybody, right?
Yep.
Well, this is Isaiah 28:13. But the word of the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Shai, was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken, snared, and taken. Because it's written that way, so you can't just read it straight through and get the whole gist of it. It's written in a mystery and a puzzle that you have to jump around, and it'll create, if you don't have a proper spirit and understanding of it, that stumbling block and rock of offense will trip you up. So those stumbling blocks.
Like for an example, we talk about the prophecies. You know, guys are failing to break down the prophecies right. They're prophesying lying divination to people, leading a lot of Jacob astray. But also not just within the prophecies, but even in the mystery of the Gentiles, the New Testament. The epistles of Paul is a major stumbling block to the majority of the people on the planet, man. Because they use his epistles to let everybody in. They use his epistles to say nobody don't have to keep the law. They use his epistles to say, you know, anything can go, you know.
Why would we let a Gentile in? How are we letting them in? Isn't it more like us being let out? Because, you know what I'm saying? Because when you come in, you're supposed to do something to belong on the inside.
Yep.
But you letting them so-called in, but we're really being let out.
Yep.
Away from the Most High and the Lord, because we don't have nothing special to do that separates us from everybody else.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I'll go back for you.
Yeah, go back to Isaiah.
Isaiah 8:15 again, it says, and many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
Yeah, they're gonna be broken and basically snared, man, meaning they're gonna be trapped up. And they're stumbling block.
Yeah.
All right? Hey, like I said, mentioning the epistles of Apostle Paul, those are major stumbling blocks, man. A lot of people are going to die because they're following their own understanding of the interpretation of the epistles of Paul.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, get was that 2 Peter? 2 Peter 3 and was that I think 15 or 16?
This is,
A lot of you guys are going to be destroyed because you following the word incorrect. You know?
hard to be understood.
Yeah. Start with the verse above that.
Right. It's 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 14. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. And account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things.
His epistles, meaning these were letters, all right, which these words in these epistles were divinely inspired by the Heavenly Father. Okay? He spoke everything to the admonition of these churches, and he was trying to basically lay out the established doctrine to all those churches. And it was to those people in those churches to follow suit. You know, and he was telling them, hey, what you heard from me, what you learned of me, do not depart from it. Okay? But you got guys today that are leaving off from the established doctrine, and they're following after their own way.
It starts with one breakdown, one prophecy change up, and now the doctrine is now being dismantled.
Exactly. Little level the whole lump, you know?
It says,
that's the beginning of the fall of them being broken up, taken in that snare, man. You know, that snare is them seducing spirits. That's teaching you doctrines that are contrary to the truth doctrine. You know?
Verse 16, it says, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood.
The Lord made sure that Apostle Paul wrote it in the way that he wrote it. And so that a lot of people can't understand it, man.
Stand the test of time.
You know? To this very day, man, this is the major stumbling block of the Christian church.
If I may say, that's why the apostle wrote the Apocrypha was taken away. Because a lot of it was straight plain. You go into the Apocrypha, a lot of that, whether it be the history or the different prophecies or different wisdom in there, it was straightforward and plain.
Yep.
You can see it without it being a deep. The Spirit didn't have to come and visit you to get you to understand the deeper meanings of it. Even though some of that's in there, and the Spirit can benefit you that way also, it was a lot easier to break down than a lot of the prophecies and a lot of the mysteries and the parables and the epistles of Paul.
Yeah, because there was, even though there was mysteries throughout the prophecies, there's also mysteries in the writings of Paul too. You know?
And in the Apocrypha.
And yeah, that too. You know, 2nd Ezra 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Not every Israelite group is able to go into that book, man.
Right.
And damn sure not any average Christian out there.
Right.
That's sealed in the eyes of these people, man. Like the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, that's sealed to a lot of these people, man. These evangelists, these mega pastors in the churches, they don't go into those books, man. They didn't just recently start going into those books until the minute the Lord came out there and started breaking it down, man.
Yeah.
Now everybody want to go into those books.
Yeah, it's funny, the seal is open. How come it didn't open to you first?
Right.
You know? So you can break it down for us.
Exactly.
But the Spirit had it where they could look at those like Daniel in 2nd Ezra, right? Some of those were key pieces in history that line this word up with secular history.
Yep.
It ties it right in so we can see right where we're at. We can see exactly what happened and what's going on. Major events in history that had to be recorded.
Yep.
Anyway, it says, middle of verse 16, it says, in some are which things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned.
And it's hard to be understood to the ungodly.
Yep.
It's plain to the holy though. Go ahead.
It says, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest.
If they're unstable, meaning they don't have a solid foundation in this thing, they wrestle, meaning they have trouble with. Go ahead.
Yep. As they do also the other scriptures.
As
unto their
even the
own
other
destruction.
scriptures, you know, like the prophets was written in the prophecies,
Yeah.
was written in you know, in the first book, the first 5 books in the law. You know, they struggle and they fight with it till their own destruction, man. Following after what? Their own understanding. And your own understanding is coming from your own what? Your heart,
Which,
your mind.
which is deceitful and desperately wicked. Who can know it?
Exactly. You know. So that's an example of, you know, people many being broken and snared and taken is by the stumbling blocks that are in these scriptures, man. While a lot of guys can't get it, no matter how plain you try to make it to them, you try to do response videos to them, and they just still can't get it. They want to rebuttal you. You done brought all the precepts out. You done went into different definitions, the meaning of words. You done put precept upon precept, which that's what gives you the understanding. And no matter how good you break it down to them, it's just not resonating. That's because the Lord is blocking it from you you getting that understanding, because He didn't choose you. All right. Now go back to that in Isaiah real quick, because it said in Isaiah 8:16, that last verse.
Yep. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
Bind up the testimony and seal the law among the disciples. That's the chosen. Those that came up under the tutelage of Yahweh Shai. All the men who the Lord chose for Himself. And what is the testimony? Get Revelation 19 and 10.
Yep. Still on Job, right?
Oh, that was it on Job. Yeah, that was it on Job. Yeah, Revelation 19. And then it also say in Isaiah, that same chapter, if you jump to the 20th verse,
Yep.
if they speak not according to this, this
no-
word is because
You want me to read that right quick?
there's no light in
Still
them?
right
yeah, you can get it.
there. Okay, come. At 19 of the pages.
Yeah.
1 second. Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony.
To the law and to the testimony. We get ready to get what the testimony is, right? Go ahead.
If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Yeah, if you speak not according to the law and the testimony, which we get ready to get what the testimony is because the light have not been shined to you, man. You're still in darkness. All right? And some of you, the Lord shined the light on you and you had the light, but the Lord blew that candle out.
Yep.
Now you out there in the dark and you still holding on to this candle,
Candlestick
like as
with
if
no
you still
flame
holding
on
on to the candlestick. You out there teaching, but there's no light, there's no flame on it, man.
Yep.
There's no flame on the stem of that candle, man. Because you're not preaching sound doctrine. You're not teaching what's in the light, man. Get that?
Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am a fellow servant, and of the brethren, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
That have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So this is the testimony right here. Go ahead.
Worship the Most High God,
Worship the Most High. Go ahead.
for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
The testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right.
So when you go back to Isaiah 8, where it says to the law and to this testimony, it's saying to the law and to the prophets. If you don't speak according to the law and the prophets, it's because there is no light in you.
Yep.
And you gotta know the law, understand the law, as well as know the prophecies and understand the prophecies, man.
The purpose is up.
You know? So if you out there trying to prophesy, understand what you're prophesying, man.
if you don't have the Babylon the Great Breakdown, don't teach Babylon the Great Breakdown, or pray, study. What to say? Ask for
James, the
wisdom.
first chapter.
Yeah, and it shall be given you. The Most High breaketh not. You know, James 1:5, I believe it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
man.
Do you want me to get it or no?
Yeah, since you mentioned it, you could get it. You know.
Just wanted to kind of quote it a little bit. You see.
But like we were saying, hey, some of you already had it.
Yeah.
But the Lord took it away. All right, that's the parable of the virgins, the foolish virgins, man.
Yep. You had the
5
candle.
were wise and 5 were foolish.
Trim the lamps.
Everybody, we all got the candle, but you got to trim that lamp. You got to keep it burning, man. When that understanding go away, hey, that light, it dims out.
Yep.
It eventually goes out, man. James 1, right?
Yeah, James 1:5, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally.
Let's step a little bit this way. Yeah.
That giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not.
Yep.
Upbraideth is without reproach. So, and it shall be given him, and he'll give it to you. I have one in Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, 4th verse. It says, for wisdom cannot rest. Let me get it exactly. I don't want to get wrong. Wisdom of Solomon 1:4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin. Yeah, when you going off, man, you know, there's something deeper rooted in you. That the Most High don't trust your spirit to let His prophecies and His wisdom to dwell within you.
Yep.
It's taken away from you.
Yeah, man. It could be taken from you. That's why you gotta pray that the Lord keeps His spirit on you, man. You know, you gotta constantly pray for the Lord to increase your wisdom. You know, and Yahweh Shai, didn't He say, "Knock and you shall receive"?
Yeah.
You know.
Read the 5th verse. 5th verse. It
Go
says,
ahead.
"For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit, and remove from thoughts that are without understanding."
Hit on what?
Remove from thoughts that are without understanding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remove from thoughts that are without understanding, man.
Yep.
You know? Because you don't have the truth. If you without understanding, you don't have the truth. But this wisdom is the truth. This is what gives you the truth here, man, the wisdom. You know?
It says, and will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
Wait, what? Read that again.
And will not abide when unrighteousness cometh in.
It won't abide. It won't stick with you.
It was probably for Nazariah or whatever his name was, or is or whatever. He probably had some unrighteousness coming. Probably pride.
He did have unrighteousness in it. He did have it. It was pride.
Not that we're all without sin. We're all sin.
Right.
But we're trying, you know, the things that we can control, we do. We try to the best of our ability to rehearse the righteous acts of those things. Humility, faith, good works, those are some things that we try to be stable with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not letting pride get on you because you the main guy at your school or you the head of the camp or whatever. You know, that's nothing to build your pride up with, man. Because we know that this don't come from us as men, it comes through the Spirit.
Right.
From the top, from Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai on down.
Right.
And really through those men that you got a problem with, giving them their double honors as sincerely as it's supposed to be.
Okay. Don't the script say our righteousness is as filthy rags?
Yep. So what are we to glory in? You know? Nothing for us to glory in. What you need?
Get Sirach 4 and get 18 and 19.
Okay. Sirach chapter 4, verse
18 and 19.
Whoa.
Well, start.
17.
Yeah, you can start up. You can start up.
Yeah, 17 it says, for at the first she will walk with him
Talking
by
about wisdom.
crooked ways.
Talking about the wisdom.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It said, for at first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline.
Yeah, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
That's right.
Yep.
You're gonna be tried. You're gonna go through many different afflictions. You know? That's what it is, man. You're gonna be battling the flesh, battling these demons. You know, certain things are gonna try to entice you, you know, to fall away from the Lord, man. One of those demons is pride, man. When pride gets upon you, hey, the scriptures tell you the beginning of pride is when you start to depart from your maker. You know? And that's what you see with a lot of guys that come in this thing and they get the word, they get the understanding, but then they get puffed up and proud with it. They forget that the scriptures tell you to the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. You're supposed to abase yourself when the Lord, deals with you, man.
What's the word? It means, is it pastor? I forgot the word, but it means servant. Minister. It means servant. When you minister, you're now serving the people.
Yeah.
When you're the head of a camp, you now have to serve the camp to make sure that they're truly edified, that they're in position to be successful and to grow and learn in this thing.
Yep.
You know, and that's changing up the prophecy. That's not what you're doing over there.
Nope.
You know. Anyway, it says, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline.
Yep.
Until she may trust his soul.
Until she can trust, find him trustworthy, because it says she goeth seeketh about who is worthy of her.
Yep.
You know, if you have character, if you have discipline, if you're willing to be humble enough to receive it,
Yep.
are you willing to fall under the tutelage of a man that's giving you the understanding? Are you willing to submit yourself to the elders
Yep.
while they give you the precious jewels, the knowledge, the wisdom? Those are the things that she try you by, man. You know? Go ahead.
Kind of says, and try him by her laws. Yeah, it says, then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
And then she will show him her secrets.
Yep.
All right? So, hey, just like he tried the prophets of old, he tried the prophets of old, and guess what? The Lord showed them the secrets, man.
Yep.
Those men went through holy hell, but the Most High gave them something so precious that those same words were attainable for the kingdom of heaven. You know, straight up, man. You know, these are spiritual things, man. These are the things that are the heavens, man.
Okay.
This is a heavenly gift that those men had, man. You know, he tried Jonah, he tried Jeremiah, Isaiah, all of them, man. Those men went through hell. You could read about their afflictions, what they went through amongst their people. But, you know, the visions that they had, the visions would bug them out, man. Some of them got sick, you know. That's what they had to endure to get the secrets. Ezra, he had to keep fasting to get a lot of his the secrets that he was being received, man, from the angel. You know, how many of you could fast for weeks? Those men have to fast weeks at a time to get each mystery, man. And that takes discipline.
Okay. That's making your body a living sacrifice.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, bro.
So your flesh decrease, so your spirit can increase
Cut.
by connecting to the Heavenly Father. It says, verse 19. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him.
If he goes wrong, if he, that evil spirit of unbelief, or you got that pride puffed up coming on you, doing this thing, you receive all this only to use it for your own benefit, your own filthy lucre, and you're doing it to deceive others, that's where you go wrong. You start giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. You start listening to guys that you know is off, but they're persuading you, and Satan is entering into your mind and allowing you to receive what these false prophets or false teachers out there are teaching. That's what happens. That's when she be like, oh, you ain't worthy. You allowing these strange women to seduce you. You ain't worthy of me, man. Hey, this woman is the only woman that can say that you need to be loyal to her. not these fleshly women out here. You don't have to be loyal to them. They're supposed to be loyal to you.
Right.
But us, we're supposed to be loyal to this wisdom.
Yeah.
And as long as we're loyal to this word, this wisdom, we're being loyal to our head, which is Yahweh Shai,
It's our husband.
who is our husband, man. Okay? Now read that, finish that.
Yep. It says, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin.
She'll give him over to his destruction, man. You know, in other words, you'll be given to Satan. Especially guys that actually received this at one point, and then you fell off, and now you switching up the doctrine, and you teaching a lot of people a lot of madness. The Lord gave you up to your ruin. You
And
know?
the difference is, there's many brothers in these camps that don't know the breakdown. They'll say something, they'll be presumptuous, and they'll be quickly corrected. And it never gets out there like that. Because they didn't know, now they know. But the Most High humbles them in the moment when they're corrected, and they receive it the right way. Versus, you guys, nah, I got it. You ain't got it over there, apostles. Just because you in New York don't mean you got it. All that other pride and whatever else hops on you to where you can't receive it. Where you're missing the point where you'll be went so far that you've gone to your own ruin now. That you can't come back from it. Nazariah could easily come back from this if he correct his doctrine and humble down. But he has to go back and correct all of it now. But what is the Spirit of the Most High doing to him? Continue to let him keep digging deeper and deeper.
He hardening his neck.
Hardening his neck. He that be often reproved
hardening his neck.
harden his neck and
shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy.
Come.
That's
You know?
what's happening to that guy, man.
Yep.
You know, that's what's happening to him, and that's a fearful thing, man. To
And-
once be in the spirit and have this knowledge, and you was doing this thing the right way for X amount of years,
Believe you was on a level.
you know, only to fall into that condemnation, man. That's scary, man.
Yep.
You know, because the Lord's gonna do something real drastic to you. You know, you're gonna be beaten with many stripes. You know, you're gonna have a more harsh judgment than the average 2/3, man. When the Lord gives you up to Satan after you came into this, man.
Yep.
You know, it was better for you to have not known this.
Yep.
Second Peter 2:20.
I'll grab it. Give me 1 second.
Huh.
Read these. It said, verse 20, it says, observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul.
Hey, beware of evil.
That's what he
Remember
gonna
when we go back into Hebrews 3:12, where it says the spirit of the evil spirit of unbelief.
Yep.
Take heed. You know, because you could have that little doubt in you, and when you have that little doubt in there, you're gonna start to allow all that filth from outside of the spirit enter into you,
Little 11 with the whole lump.
and that's where you start to become infected, so to speak, spiritually. You know, that's what happens, man.
It says, observe the opportunity and beware of evil.
Hey, this is that was a self-examination scripture.
Yep.
You got to know when there's a demon on you, attacking you, man, putting evil thoughts in your mind, trying to get you to go astray from the doctrine. You know, because a lot of these pastors out here, they don't examine themselves. They're marked with pride in them.
Too busy believing they got it.
Yeah. You know, they're just following after their own blind heart, and they getting a lot of millions of people to follow them. You know, a blind leader leading the blind.
So don't fall into the ditch.
Go ahead.
It says, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. Hey,
Yeah.
humble down, man, because your soul is on the line. Period, point blank. Humble down because your soul is on the line. I can't say it plainer than that. It says, for there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is a shame which bringeth glory and grace. Humbling down, it may look like a shame in the eyes of the people, but that's really
That's
your
integrity.
glory and grace. Yeah.
That's integrity, man. That's to be ashamed. That's synonymous with being humble.
Yep.
When you humble down, man, that shows great character, man.
Yep.
You know, hey, that's repentance.
Yep. I fucked up. Let me
You know,
change it up and not be like I got it. Let me
yeah, that's
chin in
repentance,
my
man.
chest. Yep.
That's returning back to the truth. You know. But right now, this gospel is going to remain hidden to you, man. You know, unless the Lord heal you.
2 Peter, right?
Yep.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20, it says, "For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, through the knowledge of the Lord Yahushua, knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahushua Mashiach, they are again entangled therein and
Yeah, and they're
overcome."
again entangled therein, and they become they are overcome. When you look that word overcome up, it means to become inferior, meaning you become lesser than you were when you first came in.
Yep.
When you leave off and you go back into any other philosophy, like if you teach in that Vatican City, because that Vatican City being Babylon the Great, that's the doctrine of the world. The Christian church believes in that madness. They teach that doctrine. So if you're turning back from prophesying that America is Babylon and you telling Jake to come up out of the ways of this place, you know what I'm saying? This place is getting ready to be destroyed. But now you can't teach that no more because you're turning back to the false philosophy, the false doctrine that the Vatican City is now Babylon the Great. So Jake ain't got nothing to worry about over here.
No, we straight.
We straight over here. Just still be an Israelite, still, you know, come up under us and learn under us. But you ain't got nothing to worry about here in America. Because this ain't gonna be destroyed. But then they're trying to cover up on that because they see that if you're saying that Babylon the Great is a Vatican City, then you're saying that America's not going to be destroyed. But now you got guys that's learning from them that's saying that all of the whole world is Babylon now.
Why can't it be the way? Why can't it be the way we got it?
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. You just don't want it the way that Great Millstone got it. You just don't want the breakdown. But guess what? Too bad. This is the truth. It'd be different if we had an opinion and you had a difference of opinion, whatever. But when one of those opinions is actually the truth, it's only wise to get down with the truth.
Yeah.
You know?
They literally are saying that the whole world under the rule of the beast is Babylon.
Right. So
Because the whole world is in a confused state. Now, I don't know if ITR themselves are teaching that, but somebody that's learning from them is coming on the comment boards last night on the comment board was teaching that.
Yep.
So if you're saying that all the earth is in a confused state, so all of it is Babylon, then you're saying that all the world is going to be destroyed.
Yep.
Well, if that's the case, then how in the hell is all these nations going to mourn the smoke of the torment of Babylon?
Right. Well, they gonna be too busy getting destroyed to worry about them, right? By your doctrine. But the truth said they're gonna look afar off and they're gonna mourn for what's happening in
Overseas,
Babylon.
yeah.
You know, they're gonna look afar off and see the torment of her smoke.
Exactly.
You know, they ain't gonna be in it. They're gonna see it afar off.
But see, this is what happens when the Lord doesn't give you the secrets, man. Or when he does give you the secret and he
them
finds
back.
you not worthy and he confiscate that shit from
He
you.
refunds your spirit.
Yeah. You know, because that wisdom, she tried you and found something that was in you that wasn't right and she departed from your ass.
And then like that when you go to the store and you buy something, right? I got a missing button on this shirt. I'm taking this shit back.
Man.
That's what the spirit did. Oh, this nigga's wicked at the core. Put this nigga back in the world. So give me my money back from him.
Yeah, you go to the grocery store and you're looking at the ingredients, you be like, oh, that got gelatin.
Yeah, let me take that back.
Let me take that back. I didn't even see that label.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You probably went out of the store, you know, you went and bought it because you thought he was gonna make it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you might accidentally skip over a label or something, and then you find out, you be like, oh hell no, you take it back.
Yep.
Tell the cash register, the person working the register, hey, I got the receipt, I gotta get this back to you.
Yep.
You know? Because you found something unclean in there.
Yep.
You know? So it's the same thing, because we're just the Lord's vessels.
Yep.
So if the Lord finds something not right with us, you know, and it's something that we're not trying to work on, the Lord is just, he gonna take these precious jewels, you know, that we're holding in these earthen vessels, he's gonna take that back from us, man.
Right.
You know? So that's what happens, man. Go ahead.
It says,
Read that verse
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, just read it again.
at the top. It says, for after they have escaped, this is 2 Peter 2:20, for after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai Mashiach. It says, for after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord.
Through the knowledge, so you received the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. You went into the scriptures. You had men teach you. You got all the breakdowns for yourself. You know, and then you became a parrot. You know, because everything that you claim you know you didn't get that by yourself, but you got the knowledge of Yahweh Shai through men. All right, hey, we never get beside ourselves in this thing, man. We acknowledge who we got this from.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go beyond your bridges, man. You know, keep going, bro.
It says, they are again entangled therein and overcome.
Yep.
The latter end is worse than with them than the beginning.
Yep.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Yeah, hey, it was better for you to not have gotten these precious jewels, man. Because that, like it says in the parable that Yahweh Shai said in Luke the 12th chapter, for that, with much that is given is much required. You know, and you're gonna be beaten with many stripes because you knew what the will of the Father is, but you didn't take heed. You didn't endure, man. You know. So that's what happens. Now, these prophecies is a stumbling block to you. Once the Lord take His Spirit from you, it all becomes a stumbling block to you. Then you start teaching that the earth is flat. You start teaching that all the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes sign ain't right. You know, I'm surprised that y'all ain't got Dan on there yet.
Right.
All these years since you came up with that doctrine.
Take a piece of paper and a piece of tape and stick it on there. Somewhere.
And even though these guys went off into the sunset, Nigellus Crispus, Mac 10, and Pusha T, formerly known as the 3 men flat earthers that fell out of the LA camp. We was waiting on y'all because y'all start coming against the sign. Y'all had a problem with the 12 tribe sign. We've been waiting on y'all. We thought y'all was gonna be out there. Y'all said y'all was gonna go and get this knowledge, and then y'all was gonna come back out. It's been damn near a year now. What happened? What happened with that? And y'all was supposed to go back into the breakdowns and break down who the 12 tribes are. Y'all say that the 12 tribes were all Negroes. So which Negroes fit all those different tribes?
Where are these Negroes at?
So who are the Haitians? What tribe do the Haitians belong to? What tribe do the Negroes here in America do they belong to? You got to ask yourself that.
We want to know. Hey, like the brother was saying, hey, give us, like I said on comment board even last night, said, hey, we need that breakdown. Where can we go so we can learn this?
Yeah.
We want to learn. Since you got it, we want to learn.
But you know what happened? Them guys were so damn proud, the Lord resisted their ass, man.
The Lord refunded their spirit, man.
The Most High took that spirit out of them, and you don't see them anywhere. The Lord blew their candle out, and they going in with the wind now.
That oil dried up, man.
That oil dried up, man. You don't see them guys.